So how many people jogged over here this morning? How many people ever thought they would live in Las Vegas, come to CES long enough to see the marriage of geekdom and sportsdom in one roof? I mean, we knew about adult entertainment and geekdom for a long time if you've been coming to CES, but the marriage of sports and technology has been amazingly new and refreshing. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that since this morning when I woke up, I have walked 3,000 steps. What that means, I have no idea. No, and not only that, I can then go and win prizes, play games, or even donate to my favorite charity using this pedometer, this body meter, which happens to be from Strive, but you're about to have a treat as you see what is going on today as technology and fitness and health meet. And I think there are three things that, I'll cut to the end of the day, that you're going to walk away with, because it's three things that made this happen. One is sensors, the fact that your body is now the best computer you own, and with sensors, it can relay information. The second is the internet, a repository for all this information. And the third is your mobile device. So you are now, your body, the computer, walking around, challenging yourself, keeping safer than ever, being able to go out places you never could before and stay in touch with loved ones as you hike, climb mountains, or just take a walk around the block. And so I'm going to leave you, I always look for inspiration before these things, and two quotes came. One is, I'm not afraid of heights, it's width I worry about. And the other is, exercise is done against one's wishes and maintained only because the alternative is worse. So as we look for new industries for technology to move into, and as we look for our own personal combination of mind and body wellness, I think you are in for the treat of treats today, as you're going to see some products and some people who are inspirational and motivational. And I'm going to start with one of my favorite motivators. Julie Sylvester, 2 years ago, I said, what do you think about this sports and fitness thing? I think it might be hot. There's something going on here. And Julie was the best, like, geek Mac iPhone person I knew. And she said, yeah, I love this. And we worked out at the gym together. I said, why don't you see what you can do with this? And today, she will show you what we can all do with this. And I think you'll learn a lot about the place of technology in the body part of our lives. So I will leave you in Julie's good hands. Enjoy the show, and we'll see you down the show floor later.
Well, you know, Robin found me in the gym, but that was the last time that Robin and I ever found anything together. We try. We tried to go to a Microsoft press junket. We walked to Central Park. It took us 3 hours from our apartment on the Upper West Side to get to the Central Park Zoo. It was amazing. But we did find it with our GPSs. But the great thing is that we now have technology, and these next two demonstrations will tell us exactly what we have. So the first person is going to be Dan Eisenhardt, co-founder, president, and CEO of Recon Instruments. And I'm just going to leave it in his capable hands.
Thank you very much, Julie. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks to you, Peter and Robin, for arranging this. This is great. It's a good turnout. So we deliver instant access to information without interrupting the activity and without having to be tethered to bulky handheld devices. So you can say in that sense we're claiming a new piece of real estate that sits 1 inch away from your eyes and gives you a convenient and effortlessly window into different types of information. And the beauty of our platforms are that they're modular, they're standardized, they fit into our the partners that we have in the eyewear and helmet industry, and even the peripheral industry in terms of connectivity. So it's a very scalable product suite that we offer. We're changing the world in 3 ways. We're changing how people access information. It's no longer about, in the past you talked about real-time information. And we say, well, it wasn't really real-time because you had to make an effort to get access to it. We're talking more about an ubiquitous state of awareness, that you're actually able to get the information you need when you need it without having to make an effort. That's the first way we're changing the world. The second way we're changing is through this platform. We're enabling sharing of information, and it's instant sharing again. It's through your mobile phone, and you can set up different types of thresholds so that you can automatically post different things to your social networks. This is a very important part of our business model. As you all know, that's where we're all going. It hasn't happened unless you've posted it somewhere. Finally, and I'll talk more about these 3 pillars of our ecosystem, we're changing the world in the way information is delivered back to you. So decision support tools. We collect all this information through our technology in the cloud, and obviously you can use it for social media purposes. You can download apps, but it also has an intelligent contextual analytics engine which can feed back information to you when you most need it, when that information is mostly valuable. That's not switched on yet, but this is part of how we're changing the world. So these are the 3 pillars. Obviously our modular HUD systems, heads-up display systems, micro-optics display systems, head-mount displays, however you want to call it. It's a direct-to-eye technology. We launched last year this Recon Ready system, which is a standard modular system that fits into Uvex, Brico, Alpina, and Seal. We've got some great new partnerships that we're announcing this year as well. And the way it's going, we're really getting all these big brands on board, which is really an important part of understanding why we think we can be successful here. I mean, heads-up displays have been around for many, many years, but those companies have failed to understand that consumers do not want a piece of eyewear designed by a technology company. They want to have choice, they want to have a cool brand with the latest style, and they want to be able to switch them out interchangeably. They don't want to be tethered to something that is a $500 piece of technology because it's outdated the time you've bought it. So we've really focused on making standardized solutions and partnering with the eyewear brands to allow for this snap fit solution. So you can buy eyewear, you can buy our modules, and you can switch them around as you wish. Recon HQ is our cloud system, and this is where we store all the information. It has obviously PC Mac access, but more importantly, mobile access. That's where the world is going. So you can, out there on the slopes, check your trip, your run stats, and you can instantly share highlights. And we've got all kinds of fancy stuff up there with overlay of Google Maps. You can easily share it outside our HQ as well to Facebook, Twitter, and so forth. And finally, the contextual analytics engine there, which is what we're sort of building. The more data we get, the better we can make this engine, and the better, more valuable information we can feed back to you. It's not by no means a small market. We've defined 6 strategic verticals, and just in those 6 strategic verticals, initially we reached 500 million users. The action sports industry alone is a huge industry. It's a really, we're targeting a really affluent, active, young demographic. Well, it's actually not that young anymore. It used to be defined as between 18 and 26. Now I think it's 12 to 50, and it keeps getting bigger. We all want to stay younger, longer. We all want to keep playing. So that's great for us. The action sports industry is over a $20 billion industry already, so it's a great starting point for us. And obviously where we're going is trying to get this into mass market, to get it to everybody who's got a smartphone, not necessarily in sports or wearing goggles, but in any situation. And this is how we're going to do it. We've got a roadmap. We're starting out in goggles and helmets. You'll see a lot of, you'll hear a lot of announcements here in 2012 alone, entering new verticals with new partners. And we're constantly building out our platform, miniaturizing, making it easier, more accessible, better user interfaces. We're very, very hooked on user-centric technology or human-centric technology. And obviously Apple has really paved that road for us in terms of how easy it is to access their products. But we want to take it even further because, as I said before, it's not about interacting with it. It's actually about not interacting, because you want information when you need it, and our technology needs to know when you need it. So the ultimate goal is obviously something that is not even tethered to or dependent on any piece of eyewear. It could be an earpiece with a Bluetooth audio bud in there, just something that you're always wearing. Finally, I want to just give you an idea of where we think this is going. We're obviously going towards a world free of bulky handhelds. We see the smartphone, I mean, it's a great device, but it does limit you. And we're not saying it's going to go away, but it's definitely going to play a smaller and smaller role in terms of how you access the information that it generates. For us, with our cloud, we're building that out. We're miniaturizing, going into sunglasses. Again, clip-ons that are compatible with the leading brands. And we're looking into Wi-Fi, BLE, Bluetooth connections with all kinds of peripherals. And we think it's important to give the consumer choice. That's what we're all about. We have an Android-based OS. We're having a great announcement here at CES with an SDK that's opening up. So for us, we're sort of replicating the partnership model we have with our brands in our development strategy. So that's an important part of how we intend to grow going forward. And if you see all these sensors there at the bottom left, they're just exploding. So the MEMS industry is really experiencing rapid growth there, and you see all these interesting products as a result, from sports wrist watches to now Under Armour announced the E39, very cool sort of device there that's connected to in your textile, which has accelerometers and all kinds of stuff in there, measuring different biometrics, to anything from cameras to basically any type of sensor you can imagine. So this is the future. This is where we're going. We think it's going to be received well out there. Imagine any sport. You're able to get all the information you need. You look cool at the same time, and you can share and analyze it seamlessly with your existing social networks. It's going to take, it's actually not as far away as you would think. If you look at the development in 4G, we think it's just around the corner. That's it for me.
Hi, sorry. Does anybody have any questions for Dan? If you do, would you mind just coming down to the front? We'll have a mic holder. You can come down and see Jimmy. Any questions? Well, I have a question. Can I get one of those for Robin? Thanks. Thank you very much, Dan. We'll see you. And did you give them your booth number so they can come down and visit you? Their booth is gorgeous.
Yeah, actually, I don't remember it, but 2819. I've been down there.
2819. It's got a big twirling thing. It's huge. All right, have a seat. Thank you, Dan. Next, we're going to bring up Alex Ristic, who is a CEO and co-founder of GoBandit. Alex?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Julie. Thank you very much inviting us to this great show and great chance to present GoBandit. So, GoBandit is based in Munich. And in 2010, we introduced the worldwide first GPS action camera. It was the GoBandit GPS HD. And today I'm very proud to be here because today we are announcing the first action camera with integrated Wi-Fi. This is a great next step because what you can do, you can connect your smartphones, iPhone, Android phones, directly with your camera. You can share videos, you can watch videos, you can do everything you like. You have a viewfinder on your smartphone, so you see immediately what the camera is seeing. You can play back all your videos which the camera is doing. You can delete them on the run on the iPhone. And what you can do, you can share instantly. That's also the reason why we call it live. It's not really super live, but it's quite live. Because you can be in the ski lift after your downhill run, and during you're in the ski lift, you can post all your videos to your Facebook site or to any other community, and your friends can see that you have a great day, and maybe they are in the office and they have to work. So this is how it looks like if somebody's using it. While he's in the lift with the camera, he can see immediately what is it doing, you can share it, and so on. What I said, a viewfinder, you have playback, and you can share instantly all the content which is on the camera, beside also pictures and so on. What else does the camera have? As I said before, we introduced basically 1 year ago, a little bit more than 1 year ago, the first GPS solution in an action sports camera area, and now still here is GPS inside. The camera has full HD options with 30 frames per second. If you go down on 720p, you have 60 frames per second. It has 3.5 megapixel pictures doing. It is an 170 degrees wide angle lens. Maybe you know that from some of our competitors. That's a great angle of view, so you see everything basically left and right. But what we have integrated here is you can switch that down to 150 or to 120 degrees. This is more interesting for people who are into racing, who are moving very fast, because with 170 degrees, you have a big bubble. And everything what's in the middle looks very small. It's good for some sports, but it's not good for everything. So we integrated here the chance that you can switch that down. So if you're racing, if you're going mountain biking, downhill trail, something like that, you can use 120 or 150 degrees, which would fit more the sports. There's the phone link I just said before. It's directly connected with your iPhone or smartphones. You have, it's here, GPS is inside. It's a GPS, it's a Surfstar low power version with 5 Hertz. That's really great because it makes 5 fixes per second. If someone of you is familiar with GPS technology, that's fantastic because you're moving. It's not so important while you're traveling with a car through a street. That's pretty easy. But if you are moving somewhere and you make fast turns and you have only a fix per second, then you lose data. And we have 5 fixes per second. So it's much more accurate. Your speed is much more accurate. Your altitude is much more accurate. So all the data is much more accurate when you watch later the video. You have altitude. We have even built in a pressure sensor in the camera. So as somebody from you know, GPS has altitude information, but it's not very precise. It has a mistake of 5 meters. So I'm from Europe, so I always talk in meters, 5 meters up and 5 meters down. So with pressure sensor, we can put that down to 50 centimeters. 50 centimeters is 2 feet. How much is 50 centimeters? 2 feet, something like that. Yeah. So quite, so quite precise on altitude on 2 feet. We also thought as we are also, we like racing and so on, mountain bike racing and stuff like that. So we thought, what else can we build in this camera? So we're building 2 other sensors. We talked before about sensors, what they can be used for. What we put in is a gyro and an acceleration sensor. So gyro, you're familiar from the iPhone. Gyro always knows what's up and what's down. So that's great in the camera, because if you jump, for example, and you make a turn, it knows exactly how you jumped. And then we have a picture which shows exactly what your move was. For example, if you're a very good sports guy and you make a loop, something like that, the camera will know that and will show you later that you have done a loop, what speed, and so on. And we build in acceleration. Acceleration is basically a must, because everyone who is racing, especially on a racetrack, in a go-kart, motorbike, maybe some small race cars and stuff like that, he would like to know when he's braking, when he's accelerating, what does that mean? How fast is he? 2G, 1.5G, maybe even 4G, and so on. So we built that all in. I will show you later how it works. And at the end, we all heart rate sensors are familiar. So a lot of people are using that while running and so on. It's a healthy thing. So we think we don't use it for health, to be honest. So for us, we call it the fear factor. It's pretty interesting. If you are jumping out of the plane and the camera has inside, can save your heart rate beats, and you're jumping out and you're on 210, and your doctor would say you're currently dead, but you survived. It would be great to see that in the video. So basically, we build in AND+. So there are heart rate straps which can be connected directly with the camera, so you see your fear factor. And the camera is waterproof. It's waterproof up to 1 meter. It's IPX7. It's not for diving, but it's enough for water sports like windsurfing, surfing, kite surfing, and so on. So you don't need an outer case for this camera to use it for water sports. There's a small application called GoBandit Studio, because maybe you ask yourself, oh, so much data, how do I implement that into the video? Because obviously the camera is recording on a .mov.movie file, and all data is saved there. You need this small application. You can download it for free. It's called GoBandit Studio. You just run the video through this application. You click on the video and you click on the skin. We call it skins. It's the overlay for the video where all this data is shown. Oh, that was wrong. And it looks like this. This is for an example how skins can look like. On the left, you see the speed. This is the current speed. Really, as you watch the video, you see the speed of yourself. You have your max speed, you have your G-force in front and for the side. You have your altitude. You have gyro. It tells you your inclination, for example. And also you see this small person who stands like this, who shows you exactly how you are moving in the air and while you're doing your sports. And at the end, you have the beats per minute, what I said, your fear factor, if you would like to have it in. This is another view of the skins, how it can look like. By the way, we were the first showing this solution even 1.5 years ago. It's a patent pending technology. It's really great. There's much more which you can do with this, and we will also introduce during the next couple of months much more features regarding skins. And as we have this camera, then we thought, oh, maybe all that stuff is a little bit too much for everyone. Maybe people will say, oh, okay, I mean, it's great, but I'm not so much into this communication and all this stuff. I don't want to have that. So we are introducing the small brother of life. It's GoBandit Race. This is really for the speed enthusiasts. These are people who don't care too much about communication, but maybe to hit 200 miles per hour. It also has the video functions. It has the pictures, 170 field of view. Oop. Altitude, not in the right direction. Has the sensors and the skins, and it's also waterproof. And obviously it has not the Wi-Fi link, no Wi-Fi built inside. The cameras will be available from the 15th of March, also here in the US. We have not yet started with the old camera selling in the US. We thought maybe we should do something better, and that's it. And it will be there for $429 US, the Go Bandit Live, and $329 US Go Bandit Race. It's in the sport retail. We're distributing mostly in sport retail and obviously on online stores. Our new Go Bandit website should go live during the next couple of hours. So you can go there and have a look, and if you need some more information, gobandit.com. And I'm very happy to invite you to come down to our booth, 3419 in the fitness tech area. We're here obviously all the 4 days, and just step by if you need something, have some questions. We'd be happy to answer that to you.